all of this sort of back to the future, returning back to Ullman, is this going to work for Penney?
Well, Betty, that is certainly the big question here. And the reaction to Ullman's announcement, stabilizer. That's really what folks I've been talking to has said about the 66-year-old who is back at the top of the company. You know, I spoke to Alan Questrom extensively last night. He was the former CEO of Penney before Ullman took over. And he said, look, the plus side is that Ullman knows the Penney business, and the board is likely counting on him to get through the holiday period before looking for alternatives. You know, we did get a hint of that from the company itself. In an email statement, Penney spokeswoman told Bloomberg News that Ullman is, quote, the permanent replacement for now. But the bigger picture, as noted by the UBS note this morning, and just that stock price this morning down 8% nearly, is that the CEO replacement really reflects a very urgent situation at the company. All the problems that Johnson was brought in to fix are still there. And on top of that, you now have a crippled balance sheet and 30% less sales. A lot of questions, Betty, about what is next for the company. So first of all, what's going to happen with the turnaround plan that is in place? Remember, Johnson has spent a lot of money on these store-in-store rollouts. Is that going to continue? 2, what's the situation with the cash burn? Oppenheimer estimating that cash burn of nearly $1 billion could take place this year, and Penney very well could have to seek financing. And then finally, 3, you have the vendors clearly thrown in disarray after this news. How do those relationships play out for future inventory? And of course, the upcoming holiday season. Betty, one analyst actually said in a note this morning, Penney still may be up a creek without a paddle.
Certainly big challenges ahead, Sheila. Now, is there an opportunity here for Penney to go private?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk of that now happening. Is Penney a good LBO candidate? Could we see some outside investors come in? Look, the reality is, on paper, that makes a lot of sense. Get this company out of the public eye, get a cash infusion, clean things up, and maybe take it public again. The problem is the devil is in the details. You know, Penney has been looked at before as a private equity deal. In fact, when Mike Ullman was there before, and private equity folks I've spoken to have said, look, this is a really hairy situation. If an investor is going to get into this deal, you really need to get comfort on 2 things. That is, first of all, that these business trends have stabilized. We're not in a falling knife situation. And 2, is there someone who would want to come in and run the company again? A lot of big questions, Betty, but certainly one of the biggest stocks that everyone is going to be talking about today.